Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the exciting world of cybersecurity. Well, my dear friends, cybersecurity is undoubtedly one of the top trending, top transforming fields in the technology domain, in the technology industry. With growing demand for highly skilled professionals in the field of cybersecurity or information security. In this video, we're going to understand what is cybersecurity all about, what are the potential differences between cybersecurity and information security, what are the future prospects, what are the industry statistics and facts and figures. We will also look at what are the various career possibilities, how does one make career in the field of cybersecurity, what are the entry eligibility requirements, what are the prominent certifications, industry recognized certifications. And not only that, we're going to look at the what is the earning potential, potentially how much one can earn. We will also look at the gamut of industry, what are the various companies, organizations, institutions, governing bodies who are going to recruit the potential employers. And of course, we're going to look at certain compliance and regulatory bodies which is essential for someone to know about, be aware of that when someone wish to make a career in the field of cybersecurity. So what are you waiting for, my dear friends? Join me in this video. Let's get going. Well, first let's understand what is the difference between information security and cybersecurity. That's how we're going to start. Of course, we're going to define what are those, what are the potential differences, and so on. So let's see what it is. The information security and cybersecurity, most likely they're closely related fields, but though they have distinct focuses, but most likely they have been alternatively used terminology. While information security has a broader scope that includes both digital and physical information assets. You understand the digital and physical information assets. Whereas cybersecurity is specially concerned with protecting digital information systems and networks from cyber crimes, cyber threats. Both fields are essential components of a comprehensive security strategy. And like I said, they overlap with each other at times. Well, the focus of cybersecurity and information security, let us understand what is the focus and where does that lie. So information security, or infosec it is called as, is a broader discipline that has more focus on the information assets in that specific environment. Whereas cybersecurity is a subset of information security, we can call it as cybersecurity is a subset of information security which deals with protecting digital information systems, network, and data from cyber threats. And the scope of each of these, information security scope ranges from safeguarding information from unauthorized access, disruption, modification, disclosure, destruction, whether it is in a digital form or as a physical form. When it comes to cybersecurity, it focuses on the protection of computer systems, networks, and data from unauthorized access, attack, or damage, which are the digital assets, isn't it? Now, when it comes to the key areas where these individual uh, cybersecurity and information security focuses, information security, which includes, or the key areas are like data protection, access control, identity management, risk management, cryptography, and so on and so forth. Whereas cybersecurity, such as threat detection, response, incident management, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and so on and so forth, those are the key areas of cybersecurity and information security. Now, further as we go on, let's take some examples of these each specific domain. Information security involves implementing firewalls, antivirus software, encryption protocols, access controls, typically all elements of information security. While the cyber security examples, securing network infrastructure, detecting and mitigating malware attacks, implementing intrusion detection systems, conducting security audits are all some of the examples of cyber security. I hope that that sets some context for this video. It is important to understand what are the key differences or the nuances between information security and cyber security. Though they overlap largely, briefly to put it in one word or one sentence is basically Cybersecurity is a subset of information security. Information security deals with both digital and physical. Cybersecurity more focuses on the digital aspects of it. Information security and cyber security. Let's also look at a segregation of those careers into each of these specific areas. Now, let's start with information security careers and then we move on to the cyber security careers. Broadly, they're all about information security, but a little bit of segregation. Let's see what do we have in information security careers. Information security analyst, security consultant, security engineer, security architect. These are some of the typical careers that come across when we talk about information security broadly, which involves both physical and digital assets. And of course, there's a lot of description around it. My suggestion is pick up these clues of these titles of these careers and do your due diligence and understand more in detail as you make your progress in making your career decisions. And furthermore, the list goes on: penetration tester or an ethical hacker to an extent, and incident response analyst, security compliance analyst. These are the typical careers. Again, this is an indicative list to give you an overview of what are those top tier or most common careers in that information security domain. Now, let's also look at what are those cyber security careers. Cybersecurity, when it comes more specific focus, cybersecurity analyst, security operations center analyst, or SOC analyst as it is called as. Then, of course, we have threat intelligence analyst, cybersecurity engineer, who primarily focuses on designing, implementing, and managing firewalls and security devices and so on and so forth. Whereas a SOC analyst is primarily to monitor, detect, and respond to the security incidents. When it comes to cybersecurity analysts, these are the people who monitors the networks and systems for security threats, analyze security logs and alerts. Whereas a threat intelligence analyst focuses on the research and analyzing the emerging cyber threats and vulnerabilities and produce some threat intelligence reports and so on. And further, as we move on, we also have some of the other interesting careers in that cybersecurity space. Digital forensics analyst, which is basically investigating cyber crimes and security incidents, collect and analyze digital evidences. Security consultant or cybersecurity consultant, they are the ones who actually assess an organization's risk posture. And cybersecurity manager director, these are the people who lead as you grow up into that roles. So those are some of the indicative careers. Like I said, this is not an exhaustive list. Of course, in this video, we're going to look relatively exhaustive list of titles that one can get who wish to pursue a career in the space of information security or cyber security. But for now, to set some base context into this video as we go much deeper into the details. So these are the indicative list of careers. Of course, we have a lot more coming up as we move on in this video. So now it is time to understand some of the facts and figures about this industry broadly. So that sets more understanding about. Look at the rising cyber threats or global cybercrime costs or data breaches. Here are some of the facts. Rising cyber threats. According to the Cybersecurity Information Security Agency, CISA, the number of cyber incidents reported in United States alone increased 31% from 2019 to 2020. That means in just 1 year, there is an increase of 31% only in United States. And look at how much that could be in the global spectrum when you include India, China, and the rest of the world. And global cybercrime costs. The cost of cybercrime is estimated to be 6 trillion annually by 2021. And this is being produced by Cybersecurity Ventures, which is again a research organization. The data breaches, according to IBM Security Cost of Data Breach report as of 2020, the cost of data breach is so huge that is almost close to $4 million globally. Look at the gamut of amount. And here are some more facts and figures. Cybersecurity skill gap, my dear friends. This is where an opportunity comes. This is where an opportunity lies for some of you who are watching this video who would wish to pursue a career in the field of cybersecurity. Look at, there is a significant shortage of cybersecurity professionals globally. 3.12 million cybersecurity professionals worldwide. That's a shortfall. And increased investment in cybersecurity. The global cybersecurity market is expected to reach 403 billion by 2027. Humongous growth and regulatory compliance. This has become a norm for any organization to be compliant. And not only that, there are a lot of challenges which would make this career or this field more lucrative for somebody. Remote work challenges, especially with the COVID pandemic, everybody working from home, remotely working, and threats are emerging year over year, day over day, month over month. They become more sophisticated. The ransomware, the attacks, the supply chain attacks, as many as possible. We come to hear every day in day out. Cybersecurity spending by industry. Now, this is a huge spending that every company, irrespective of the sector they into, whether it is banking, finance, healthcare, government, non-government, technology organizations, they are spending a lot of money on cybersecurity because it is very crucial. Today, it is we are living in the age of data, in the world of data, and of course, there is a human factor. Human error remains one of the leading causes for cybersecurity incidents. So, these are some of the facts and figures, my dear friends, for you to prospectively consider. Now, let's look at some of the statistics about this industry, basically the depth and breadth of the industry. Now that we have already seen some facts and figures about the industry, now let's look at some of the statistics. Here you go. The global cybersecurity market size valued at $167 billion US dollars in 2020 and is projected to reach, look at how much it is getting to go within a span of 6 years. It's more than double. It's going to get there, and this is a source from markets and markets as a researcher. And cybercrime costs, as we talked earlier, global cost of cybercrime is expected to be 6 trillion annually by 2021. That is like up from 3 trillion in 2015. Now, ransomware attacks have increased 150% in 2020, with an average ransom payment rising to USD $312,000, my dear friends. Now, data breach costs 3.86 million. We talked about some of these statistics earlier, as in the part of the facts and figures. 3.12 million individuals, professional shortage, and regulatory compliance costs USD 1.3 million, with financial services organizations spending most at 2.5 million US dollars. And we have some more as well. Industry verticals. The banking financial services sector is the largest spender in cybersecurity, followed by the government, manufacturing, healthcare, and retail sources. So these are the potential organizations who would need these individuals, either as a full-time or as a consultant or as a service provider. We're going to look at what are those potential organizations and their role who offer employment in these domains as we move on in this video. Cybersecurity spending by region. North America accounts for the largest share of cybersecurity spending, followed by Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, and Middle East, and of course Africa. Investment trends. Venture capital investments in cybersecurity startups reached over 7.8 billion in 2020, despite the COVID pandemic, my dear friends. Emerging threats. Look at it. Supply chain attacks, ransomware as a service, and attacks targeting remote work infrastructure are among the emerging cybersecurity threats in 2021. So the more the industry or the organizations encourage individuals to work from home, of course, there are a lot of them, they are calling to offices lately, but that poses a potential threat. So that's the depth and breadth of the industry and some of the statistics for you to get an overview how big, how huge it is. Now let's look at some of the prospects, the future prospects of this
industry. There's a huge market growth, job demand, and of course there's a shortage of skills, and technology is moving at a very fast pace. Market growth is going significantly, and job demand is increasing day over day. Skills are shortage. People are not readily equipped. They're still doing some traditional courses, traditional educational background. Of course, we're going to look at some of the prominent certifications that becomes essential for somebody to pursue a career in this domain. And regulatory environment is tightening up its grip over any industry, any sector for that matter. We will talk about some of the regulatory bodies, regulatory compliance bodies or organizations who will actually govern this entire framework of cybersecurity or information security to make sure that everything is secured in this world. And cyber threat landscape, it has been growing significantly. And investment trends, we have seen some of the facts and figures and statistics earlier. And cybersecurity collaboration, this becomes a very crucial thing. So bottom line, my dear friends, as you're watching this video, either with an intention to understand what this domain is all about, what this career is all about, or if you are contemplating to make a career in this domain, look at the facts and figures, statistics, or the future prospects, the growth aspects that has got a huge opportunity. And this is going to be one of the fueling that employment, if I have to say it, if not overstating. Now, having said that, let's look at who are those potential employers across the spectrum in this specific domain. Let's look at that. We'll start with the typically the technology companies, and some of those companies hit in the top list: Cisco Systems, IBM, Microsoft Security, Palo Alto, Symantec, Checkpoint, Fortinet, Trend Micro. These have either dedicated, these are either dedicated security organizations, cyber security, information security services or products offering technology companies, or they have a specific divisions. Like for example, IBM does a lot of things, and Cisco does a lot of businesses. But one of them is very key as a cyber security or information security. These are the technology companies. And of course, the information that we're going to discuss in this video is an indicative list or some of the top tier or prominent details that we're going to talk, not every nuts and bolt or the details. Now, here comes the cybersecurity consulting firms: Deloitte, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst Young, KPMG, Accenture, Booz Allen Hamilton. These are some of the top tier or most sort of consulting firms if one want to become one want to look potentially an employment opportunity. And the list goes on. Cybersecurity service providers: FireEye, CrowdStrike, Rapid7, Qualys, SecureWorks, TrustWave, Carbon Black. These are some of the service providers who offer cybersecurity services and managed service security service providers, MSSPs they called as: SecureWorks, TrustWare, AlertLogic, Entity Security, SecureLink, and so on and so forth. And we also have another set of financial institutions who dedicatedly have divisions for cybersecurity departments, which are huge. Typically, all those financial banking sectors, you may call it, like JP Morgan, Goldman, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, HSBC, or Barclays. Again, these are just an indicative list of some of those top players in that domains. We have many more as well. And technology giants like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Oracle, they also have a huge employee requirement in those divisions. It doesn't matter, AI is embracing a lot of things, they still have a lot of requirement. And not only them, we also have government agencies and defense contractors who are the potential employers. Again, National Security Agency, Central Intelligence Agency, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Defense Information Systems Agency. Though that list looks like more prominent to US, but that's where the lot of opportunity will be there, not just limiting to there, around the world as well. And we also have some of the research institutions and academia like Carnegie Mellon University. They have a Scilab. MIT, they have CSAL. Somebody who interested in that research and development and evolutionary things. Look at University of California, Stanford Internet Observatory, Georgia Tech Institute of Information Security, National Institute of Standards and Technology. And of course, there are a lot of startups and emerging companies in this domain. CrowdStrike, Tanium, Darktrace, Sentinel-1, Cybereason, Synac, Dragos, Armor. These are some of the startups to look out for if you are more looking for more challenging kind of a work, more challenging kind of an employment opportunity. And the list goes on and on, my dear friends. International organizations and non-profits. Look at SANS Institute, Center for Information Security, Electronic Frontier Foundation, International Association for of Privacy Professionals, Information System Security Association, International Information System Security Certification Consortium. ISC Square is what they call it in a nutshell. And the other list, like government bodies, NIST, CISA, and NCSC, ENISA, ISO. These are the organizations not just limiting to only Americas, but across the other world, European and other regions as well. Okay. And we have some more of these governing bodies. IETF, ICANN, IGF, ISOC, CERT/CC. These are the other institutions to look out for. So the idea to showcase these governing bodies or the employers is, one, they are the potential employers who will hire these people with professional skills in the field of cybersecurity or information security. And at the same time, further, you can enhance your learning. You can research about these bodies and understand what they do, so that you can pick up specific interests in what kind of roles you want to develop yourself into, what kind of skills you want to develop into yourself, so that you are landing into a right kind of work, so that there is no friction in your work life. Now, having said that, let's look at what are some of the prominent industry recognized certifications. And of course, some of those governing bodies, what we talked earlier, will also appear in this list, along with the list of certifications, what they ideally offer. Let's look at them. It is essential that for someone with an academic background, with a strong academic background, who have those one of the industry recognized prominent certifications, if they're able to make them clear them and acquire that credential as a certification, they stand good in that employment opportunity. So let's look at it. ISC Square, International Information System Security Certification Consortium, CISSP, CCSP, CAP, SSCP, CSSLP, CCFP. These are some of the certifications which are offered by ISC Square. Certified Cyber Forensics Professional, Certified Information System Security Professional, one of the quite popular certification in that domain. And furthermore, you have CompTIA, Computing Technology Industry Association. They have Security Plus, Cyber Security Analyst, Advanced Security Practitioner, Pen Test Plus, Cyber Security Career Pathway, which includes a Security Plus, CISA Plus, or CASP Plus as a combination of it. CompTIA. And the next the prominent certifications on the list: EC Council, International Council of E-Commerce Consultants, Certified Ethical Hacker, Certified Network Defender, Certified Security Analyst, Certified Chief Information Security Officer, Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator, EC Council Certified Incident Handler. Look at it, right from the entry level to the top notch up to a CISO level, you have a lot of certifications available by this body, my dear friends. And here comes another interesting. ISACA is what it is called as, Information Systems Audit and Control Association. Certified Information Systems Auditor, CISA, CISM, CRISC, CGEIT, CSXP. These are the certifications, especially when you're looking at the audit control and some of the managerial positions in that information cybersecurity domain, my dear friends. And the list goes on. Global Information Assurance Certification, GIIC, and they have Security Essentials, Certified Incident Handler, Certified Forensic Analyst, Certified Enterprise Defender, Certified Detection Analyst, Penetration Tester. They offer these certifications. Now you need to look at, now the question could be, what certification is relevant to me? Depending on what kind of a role you want to play in that field of cybersecurity or information security, accordingly you have to choose. These are all recognized, and if you do your research in understanding based on the role that you want to grow into, based on the role that you want to make a career into, based on a domain, a subset of that cybersecurity or information security domain you want to get into, whether it is research, whether it is evolution, whether it is about threat analysis, whether it is about ethical hacking, protecting the devices, designing, developing, running a process, depending on what specific area that you want to build an expertise into yourself, accordingly your certification choices would rely, my dear friends. And of course there is something called offensive security certified professional, and certified security expert, offensive security certified specialist. And Cisco also do for a lot of certifications. Cisco Certified Cyber Ops Associate, Cisco Certified Cyber Ops Professional, Network Associate, CCNA is what is called as, and Cybersecurity Specialist, CCSS is another one. And that is the list of governing bodies or the certification bodies who are offering some of the prominent certifications, depending on which role you want to play, or if you want to if you wish to have a multi-skill in yourself, then these are the opportunities that you should look for, my dear friends. Now on that note, let's move further and understand what are some of those compliance, security, and requirements for organizations typically. So if you know this, you will also understand and feel good that, okay, these are so many requirements, and that gives you a lot of clues and indications that maybe this is one of the area that you want to spend time and then grow into that specific role, or choose a career in that huge world of information security, where cybersecurity is a subset of it, my dear friends. Let's get going and then see. You have GDPR, General Data Protection as a regulation. This is primarily a European Union regulation that governs the personal data of EU citizens, and there is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. Typically, any e-commerce would have to comply to this one. HIPAA is another one. Health Insurance Policy Portability and Accountability Act. Primarily, this regulates the security and privacy and the health information that is gathered from the patients. ISO IEC 27001. This is another popular one. This is an international standard for information security management. This is another governing regulatory body. And we also have NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology for Cybersecurity Framework, and Federal Information Security Management Act. Sarbanes-Oxley, SOX, this is one of the crucial component, which is actually that sets the financial reporting and disclosure public traded companies. Financial reporting. There's a lot of scams that took place because of non-compliance of the SOX Act, and you can go and research yourself. What are the non-compliance of SOX in the world of information security? You'll get to see a lot of information. And CMMC, Cyber Security Maturity Model Certification. This is again a framework developed by Department of Defense to assess and certify the cyber security and maturity of defense contractors and subcontractors. So you can become an expert in one of those fields, and of course you have further authorized bodies and organizations that can certify organizations and on these requirements. ISO IEC 27001, and you have approved scanning vendors and PCI DSS compliance, HIPAA compliance, GDPR certification, NIST authorized third-party assessment, SOX compliance, independent auditors for that, certified third-party assessment organization, CMMC certification as well. Well, that's a huge list, is it not, my dear friends? Now let's quickly switch gears and then look at some of the career possibilities in their entire gamut of things, in whatever potential opportunities that we talked. We talked about statistics, we talked about facts and figures, we looked at the future prospects of this domain, and we looked at the potential employers and the prominent certifications and the governing bodies as well. Now let's switch gears and see what are some of those career possibilities. You remember earlier in the beginning of this video, we briefly touched upon some prominent careers in the field of information security and cyber security as a broad categorization. Now we will go little more detail and then see what are the various possibilities. Look at here: cyber security analyst, security engineer, security consultant, incident responder, security architect. These are at the different levels. You may call it as a level 1, level 2, level 3, which is starting. Level 1 is an entry level, level 2 and level 3 and level 4, which is an architect or an SME level. So pick it up accordingly, pick up these clues. Though there is a lot of information that I'm sharing on the screen, I know that's a lot of busy information to grab, but pick up those clues of these titles of these possibilities and then do your research. You look for the job opportunities, or you understand about the specific career, the requirements, and so on. And as we move on, penetration tester, ethical hacker, security operations center analyst, security compliance officer, cyber security researcher, security awareness trainer. That's also an essential thing. Somebody who is an expert in this field can also become a trainer. And here is the laundry list. Again, it is not an exhaustive but an indicative list, which has significantly, I brought up over 50, almost over 50 different titles or career possibilities in this domain: cybersecurity analyst, security engineer, consultant, incident responder, security architect, ethical hacker, SOC analyst, compliance officer, security researcher, trainer, cryptographer, forensic analyst, malware analyst, threat intelligence analyst, network security engineer, application security engineer, cloud security engineer, identity and access management specialist, data security analyst, risk analyst, vulnerability assessor, security auditor, digital forensics investigator, security program manager, security operations manager. And as we move on to the list, cyber security policy analyst, cyber security legal consultant, sales engineer, education and training expert, incident manager, governance specialist, security specialist, mobile security engineer, industrial control system security analyst. You see different requirements, different domains. Internet of Things, IoT security specialist, threat hunter, cyber security product manager, especially when you're working for those technology companies or the product companies, cyber security architect, cyber security operations specialist, risk management, strategy consultant, awareness program manager, cyber security operations center manager. Typically, it is called as in short as SOC manager, cybersecurity compliance manager, ethical hacking instructor, penetration testing manager, incident response team leader, business continuity planner for cybersecurity, cybersecurity automation engineer, cybersecurity threat analyst. Wow, that's over 50 different careers, different titles, different possibilities that one could think of. Of course, some of them will eventually an individual grow into those roles. May not be offered at an entry level when you have a base qualification, but that will you will get into those roles by experience over a period of time. Now, on that note, we will switch gears and talk about the academic qualifications and what it requires, what all qualifications that one would require to be proficient in that. What are the credentials? And of course, we will also talk about the capabilities and skills that one need to develop. Qualifications, as we were talking about the academic qualifications, let's understand what are some of those typical credentials that one need to possess in order for them to be successful in the field of cybersecurity. Now, here goes the list. Typically, one need a bachelor degree in a computer science or information technology or cybersecurity as a specialization. Okay, so that's primary thing. And some universities also offer specialized undergraduate programs in cybersecurity. Otherwise, you can do a computer science engineering or an electronics engineering or a computer science or computer applications, those kind of things. Because this is more like a skill, and prominent certifications would add a lot of value to it. And it's good that if one gets to an advance to the master's degree to enhance their career prospects and specializations. Typically, a master's degree is offered in cybersecurity, information assurance, information security, and a lot of other compliance requirements as well. Now, furthermore, doing a PhD in information security or cyber security, which is not a mandatory thing, but it is an optional thing. But that would enhance your possibilities. That would take you to a different level altogether in your career. And of course, the hands-on experience and practical skills are very crucial. Continuing education and professional development. You cannot be blindfolded with the evolution and the developments or the threats or the technology evolution that is taking place, especially in cybersecurity, because every day there is a new kind of threat, new innovation, new technology dominance that is taking place. So don't rest yourself by just acquiring a typical academic credential, and after that, if you're not constantly running after the evolution that is taking place, you will be out of the game, my dear friends. And some of the professional certifications besides those academic qualifications, either you could do engineering, or you could do a 3-year degree, or a 4-year degree, or a master's degree. Alongside of that, some of the prominent professional certifications for one to choose a career in that information security or cyber security. CISSP, that which is basically Certified Information System Security Professional. Well, let me pause here and tell you there are a lot of certification bodies and different types of certifications we talked earlier a few minutes ago. But here, talking about the most common professional certifications that are asked by the organizations. And of course, every role will have a different requirement. CISSP, Certified Ethical Hacker, Certified Information Security Manager, Certified Information Security Auditor, and those are, as you see on your screen, these are some of the professional certifications, that most sort of professional certifications. While there was an exhaustive list that we talked earlier, again it changes from organization to organizations, requirement to requirement, so there's no one fixed set, but this is most talked of. Now let's look at what are some of those skills. We talked about the credentials. Now let's look at what are the capabilities. When I say skills, different types of skills required. Let's look at the technical skills. Of course, your network security, operating systems, coding practices, encryption technology, penetration testing, forensic analysis, cloud security, web application security, incident response. These are the pure technical skills that you can acquire either in your academics through your undergraduation or master's programs, which is a post graduation program, or through the prominent certifications. Now, whereas there is an important element of soft skills, one need to be a problem solving, communication, analytical thinking, attention to detail, time management, teamwork and collaboration. Well, these lists may appear to be quite common for most careers, and of course that is quite common for most careers, and cybersecurity or information security is no different from them. But here, attention to detail and analytical thinking, some of those plays a very crucial role, my dear friends. And what are some of the key abilities that one need to be proficient with? Ethical mindset. What do we mean by ethical mindset? Commitment to the ethical behavior, integrity, and respect for privacy and confidentiality when handling sensitive information, because it's a world of data, and it is a humongous amount of data that is available in this world today. And cybersecurity, which is a subset of information security, primarily focusing on protecting the data and dealing with data and making sure that it's not misused. And of course, continuous learning. Continuous learning is a mantra for 21st century, and it is no different for cybersecurity. And adaptability or flexibility is another area that you need to be flexible. You can't say that I've been proficient in one specific area of cybersecurity. Now there is a new threat or a new kind of a risk which was evolved, and now I'm not very comfortable with it. No, then you will become obsolete in no time. So you need to be flexible and adaptable to deal with those, and if required, constantly upskill and reskill yourself. And of course, that ability of risk management is another crucial component when it comes to the security domain. Ability to assess and prioritize security risks, develop risks, mitigation strategies, and so on and so forth. So those are the technical skills, soft skills, and abilities that one need to possess in order for them to be successful in this domain. Now let's move on and then see what are. Well, let's look at those courses that one required to pursue in this domain. So as we move along, you will have a lot of courses at an undergraduate level or a postgraduate level. Here are the undergraduation courses. We talked briefly about this earlier few minutes ago. So Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity, Bachelor of Technology, that's an engineering in computer science and engineering with cybersecurity as a specialization. And you have Bachelor of Engineering, either BTech or BE in IT or concentration primarily on cybersecurity. And you also have Bachelor of Computer Applications and Bachelor of Arts in Cybersecurity Management is also a potential opportunity that one could pursue, look for making in this career. So there are various undergraduate programs that are offered by various institutions, which we're going to talk in a moment. So this is a list of undergraduation courses, my dear friends. Well, here is a list of post-graduation courses or masters, which is Master of Science in Cybersecurity, Master of Technology or Master of Science is also called as in Cyber Forensics, Master of Computer Applications with a specialization in cybersecurity, somebody who does BCA and then they can eventually do that MCA, somebody who does that Bachelor of Science, they would eventually do MSc. Someone who does that BE, Tech. This is the most common known path. And there is MBA and Business Administration, Master of Business Administration in Cybersecurity Management, and there are post-graduation diplomas in cybersecurity as well. Those are some of the post-graduation courses that one could look up to. It's always good to have a very good academic credential eventually for you to advance in your career. Now, having said that, we will next look into some of the colleges and universities who are offering these courses both in India and abroad, my dear friends. Well, the colleges and universities, of course, this information is vital for anybody who is wishing to or willing to make a career in the field of cybersecurity or information security for that matter. It is crucial. So we're going to look at those colleges and universities information in India and abroad as well. Well, of course, the first one on the list, which is from India, we will talk about some of the institutions outside as well, outside India as well. The IITs to begin with, and then the NITs and the triple ITs. IIT Kanpur, Mumbai, Bombay, Delhi, and other institutions offer these MTech, BTech, MTech programs in computer science with a specialization in information security or cyber security. And NITs also does that, and triple ITs. And the typical entry criteria for them is JEE mains and advanced. Okay, joint entrance examination for those typical getting into those for an engineering. That is quite obvious. And other than those IITs, NITs, and triple IITs, we also have some of these private universities or government universities who offer these courses, like University of Delhi. These are the prominent ones, my dear friends. Let me tell you again, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm giving you a prominent ones, which are most sort of institutions to pursue the career in that domain, like Pondicherry University, Amity University, Symbiosis Pune. These are some of the prominent institutions. They offer both undergraduation and post-graduation courses as well. These are the ones to look out for. Well, to more add more to that list, IITs, NITs, uh, triple ITs we talked about. Let's also look at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham Coimbatore, Indian Institute of Science, SRM, BIT, BITS Filani, and and of course Manipal Institution, Amity, lovely professional university. These are the other institutions who are offering these courses as a specializations either at undergraduation level or at a post graduation. And furthermore to that list, University of Hyderabad, Christ Bangalore, PES University Bangalore, and Gujarat Forensic Science University. This is another prominent institution. Jain University, Tapar, RGIT Mumbai, Institute of Information Security, Chennai Mathematical Institution, JSS Science and Technology University, Mysore, Presidency University, Bangalore, HITS, Chennai, Institute of Cybersecurity and Law, Delhi, Presidency University, Kolkata, National University of Advanced Legal Studies, Kochi, Chandigarh University, Jamia Millia, New Delhi, University of Delhi, Delhi Technological University, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun, Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed University Pune. These are the other institutions who are offering courses in this domain, my dear friends. They are the ones to look out for. And it goes on and on. NIT Roorkela, SRM, Christ Bangalore. More specifically, what courses are they offering? They offer BTech, BSc, MTech, both undergraduation and post-graduation courses. Either they offer as a computer science engineering as a main branch with a specialization of cybersecurity, or a dedicated specialization with cybersecurity. And when we look at abroad, now that we looked at so much of information, so many colleges list in India, again that's an indicative list, and here some of the notable institutions who are offering these courses outside India, in US, UK, Australia, and many other places like Carnegie Mellon, Stanford, University of Oxford, Cambridge, University of Melbourne. These are the prominent notable institutions who offer these courses in cybersecurity at UG and PG level, primarily at a PG level, a post graduation level, or a master level. And of course we also have some other catering to other countries from different regions as well. Then University of New South Wales, ETH Zurich Switzerland, KTH Royal Institute of Technology Sweden, University of Toronto Canada, which is again another prominent institute who offers a Masters of Science in Applied Computing with concentration in cybersecurity. So those of you who are willing to look outside India for your undergraduation or post-graduation, this is an indicative list of colleges, so you get a fair idea to get there. Okay, now let's go on and look at some of the eligibility and entry requirements into these domains. What are the entry and eligibility requirements for you to pursue careers into these colleges, or either in India or abroad? Of course, education qualifications, you need to have a 10 plus 2 with primarily maths, physics, chemistry as your background. That is the best sort of information. That's the best sort of stream or the subject combination that one can have. And when you look at the entrance examination, joint entrance examination, JEE, to get into NITs, IITs, and triple ITs primarily. And there is BITS Pilani, and of course SRM, VIT, other private deemed to be universities have got their own engineering entrance examination. And some institutions and colleges would let you with the 12th grade marks, your percentages there. And if you look outside India, abroad, SAT, ACT, IELTS, these are some of the other language proficiency exams that one need to look for. And of course the educational qualifications, primarily one need to be for post graduation courses, let's say you got to have that undergraduation either at an MSc, sorry, at a BSc or BE BTech level. And every institution have got, depending on the course, there are the common entrance examination for the master's courses or the post graduation courses could be GATE, a graduate aptitude test in engineering, which would eventually lead you to some of the master's courses. And they look at work experience for some programs, and they also look at for it, if it is outside India, your statement of purpose, letter of recommendations, your English language proficiency. Those also becomes essential for your post graduation courses as well, my dear friends. Now that we have looked at about the entry eligibility courses both in India and abroad, most important or crucial component to know how much money I can make in this career. Is it lucrative from an earning potential standpoint? That is the information that we're going to talk. Again, this is again a general information based on a lot of research, but it may change either sides. So keep that in mind. So get an indicative information. There are entry level, mid level, senior level, and specialized roles. Entry level positions are typically the cybersecurity analyst or engineer, SOC analyst. They can make about 50K to 80K US dollars, or typically 3 to 6 lakh per annum in the context of India. Now, mid-level positions again 80K to 120K, which will again range from 6 lakhs to 12 lakhs in Indian salary or in the US dollar salary. Senior level positions again 120K to 200K, 12 to 30 lakh per annum. And of course, this is just on an average salary that one can make. It could be more in many cases, and sometimes add to that benchmark. And specialized roles, again they're specialized on demand, depending on the depth and breadth of the skill and the experience. They can make more even than the senior level positions for some of those specialized roles, my dear friends. So it is about your skill, your potential, that makes you or takes you to a greater heights. And consulting and freelancing, so typically consulting and freelancing project based, depending $100 to $300 per hour for an individual with an expertise, depending on the geographic location that also enhance your earning potential. Depending on the certification and academic background that you come up with the experience you possess, with the skill or the demonstrated experience that you have exhibited, will eventually take you to the next levels of the earning potential. It is a crucial a segment which has a significant amount of possibility. So look out for that. Now, having looked into the earning potential, now to get some inspiration, it becomes essential for all of you to look at some of the role models who have made big in this industry. Though, this is more like a global list, again, an indicative list. Don't have to worry if those names are not too familiar. Look at Bruce Trainer, Kevin Mitnick, Kaspersky, Mickey Hipponin, Whitfield Diffie, and Martin Hellman. These names sounds to be a little tough to pronounce even for me, coming especially from I always say that English is not my mother tongue, so as a reason sometimes pronouncing some of the foreign names is a little typical challenge. Look at that, they're a cryptographer, cybersecurity consultant. Some of them has found a company on their name. They're a chief research officers, and they have done some path breaking evolution innovations in that domain, and the list goes on and on. Brian Krebs, there is an investigative journalist and cybersecurity expert, and Peter Zatko, Mudge is what is called as former member of the influential hacker group, right? And of course, there are Art Covilio, former executive chairman of RSA Security, one of the leading institutions in that cyber security. And of course, there's another cryptographer there, Whitfield Diffie. Is what they are all some of the indicative list of role models, and of course there are many more from across the country. This is just to get you an idea that so that these will help you as clues as you move on and try to prosper in this domain, my dear friends. And I hope that all that information adds lots of value to you. And thank you so much for going through so much of information in that last over 45 minutes or so, my dear friends. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope that information what I shared in this video had add value to your perspective and enabled you, empowered you to make an informed career decision if you wish to make a career in the field of cybersecurity or information security. And I'm glad that I had this opportunity to converse with you through this video. And the information what I shared is definitely valuable for you to make that informed career decision. As I always repeat, pick up that information, take clues from the discussion points, and then do your due diligence. Talk to your mentor, talk to your counselor, talk to elders, talk to somebody in that field who are already working, so that you are much more enabled to make that career decision. It doesn't matter whether you're a school student or a college going or a working professional. I hope all that information we shared in that last few minutes adds greater value to your context to enable you, to empower you to make that career decision. Thank you for watching.